I think it's time we blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Aww, and today's episode of Women Reaction Directed Dr. Stone, episode 21, Spartan Crafts Club. Holy crap, we are just chugging right along, and today's episode is another great example of how badass 3 individuals are. Old Man Kizuki, Chrome, and our sweet little Suika. Those 3 individuals have just done wonders for the kingdom of science. Now, last we left off, after Ishigami Village was attacked and almost burned down to the ground by a group sent by Shishio there to investigate the village, as well as Gen's proclamations of Senku is 100% dead. They are led by 2 individuals. One literally scares the crap out of me. We have Hyoga and Homura. And although they were able to thwart this small group, Shishio still has a freaking army. And now that Hyoga has informed Shishio that Senku is in fact alive, there is about to be a war. But winter is coming and preparations need to be made. Shishio must prepare for winter and so must Ishigami Village. Yet Senku has another thing that must happen if they're going to win this battle: cell phones. Yes, he decides to make a communication device using radio waves. This is our next big adventure. We see our next big roadmap, but unlike the sulfuric drug, he has an entire village behind him. And this is where we pick up today's episode. Last time we left off, we see that Chrome and Kizuki were able to create a water wheel, and after hooking up the man-powered electric generator to it, they have hydroelectric power, which basically just opens up an entire range of, possibilities. But Senku sees even more possibilities of this. Now that we can create this energy, we need an actual thing to store it. Yes, using sulfuric acid and lead plates, he is able to make some makeshift batteries that actually hold a charge, and a pretty good one at that, seeing how Ginro almost got electrocuted to death. But this water wheel even has more potential than that. Utilizing a new gear setup, they are able to ditch the old man-powered air system that fed oxygen to the furnace and basically hook up some pipes and had some basically air constantly pumped in using the water wheel and this new gear system, thus allowing the furnace to get those huge temperatures without everyone being super exhausted. Switching from manpower to electric power basically frees everyone else up to do other jobs. We have Kohaku, Kinro, and Ginro. They're all fighting. They're getting used to those katanas that were made. Because let's face it, even with all the technology in the world, if we don't have some brawlers, Shishio is just going to overpower us. So they are team fighter. That's what they're off at doing. They're training their ass off, as we see in this nice little montage. Meanwhile, the other villagers are preparing for the winter that is just about to drop, and it actually does drop in this episode, all while Senku, Kizuki, and Chrome are creating new advanced light bulbs. And I absolutely love how they are explaining each step as they go. Using the buoyancy, but yet heavier than water, displacement of mercury to create a makeshift vacuum, because as we know, if there is air inside the light bulb, it'll literally just catch on fire. But with no air, i.e. a vacuum, there is nothing to burn there. No matter if it gets hotter than shit, nothing's gonna happen. But I have to say, the main reason that Senku, or at least it seems that Senku wants these lights at a specific time, or at least they're right on time, is very, very heartwarming. He gathers, the entirety of the kingdom and science together, and he wants to show off his new creation. We go to this giant tree that has a light switch on it, and even I know what's gonna go down. He flips on the switch, and this giant tree just becomes lit. And of course, Gen is the first to notice with the snowdrop, this giant lighted tree. Senku, are you kidding me? Is it really Christmas? And hearing that is like just another way to relate to that. This is this is a potentially our world transformed into this preservation world, like thousands of years. It just it's very relatable. It's very heartwarming. And Senku brushes it off like, oh, it's just a coincidence. No, you're more a sweetie than you laid on. So we see this giant tree lead up, and it's awe-inspiring, especially to Ishigami Village. That we saw with their ramen, we saw the sulfuric drug, and we saw all these things that they're not used to it. They don't have anything. They've lived at like caveman level for like thousands of years. So seeing all these things for the first time is just like watching a young child experience them too. It's just this really, really sweet moment in this series, But you have to remind yourself, like, we're literally getting ready to wage war against an entire army of fucking the brutish people I've ever seen. Like, they're literally like Neanderthals. The group that Hyoga killed to test the sulfuric acid cloud or whatever, they look like they were freaking 40. Like, you can't tell me those are teenagers. So although this is a sweet moment, we have work to do, which leads us to our next part of the roadmap. We need to create a vacuum tube. Now, I'm not 100% sure what a vacuum tube actually does. I mean, even Gen's like, hey, at this point, I know what it is, but I'm not 100% sure how it works. But I know that the make of it is similar to a light bulb. And we see this in a bunch of trials and errors that he's trying to create it, yet they're just coming into a bunch of faults. I mean, the tube, the metal is expanding. Well, they fix that with copper, but at the same time, it's just the wires themselves are getting too hot and they're expanding and they're breaking. So at this point, Senku literally gives up. He says there's no material in this stone world that will suffice. Now, during all this, though, Chrome set off. He had the batteries, he had the new light bulbs. He basically cobbled together a makeshift like miner's hat, and he wants to go explore this, this giant cave area that he can go further than he ever could with a torch. And he comes back with this giant pile of rocks just to see that Senku is down in the dumps because they went through, dozens of failed attempts at this vacuum tube. So it seems basically all is lost. Like, without this, there is no proceeding. And this is where we get our sweet, sweet Suika moment, that she was actually going through these rocks. I've seen a lot of rocks. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not a rock doctor like Senku or Chrome, but maybe there'll be something in there that can catch my eye. And just so happens that she picks the one rock that's even rare in our time. Little did she know, and of course it would take the ultraviolet light of a sunrise peeking over the horizon to actually, show it. She found a super rare mineral, scheelite, and scheelite is the strongest metal in the universe according to Senku, known as tungsten. So now they have finally found a viable source to fix these vacuum tubes. So it's up to Senku, Chrome, and a third individual to go mine this stuff. Well, tungsten is pretty freaking tough. Kohaku, Kinro, and Ginro, they're busy. Old man Kizuki, he's fucking old man. Suika is just, she's just not gonna cut it. And of course, Gen, he's just not up to snuff either. So of all the people that Senku decides to pick to take with him spelunking, and literally refers to him as the spelunking buddy, is fucking Magma. And we hear at the very end as it cuts out, buddies? Like this paused question, like, Today, honestly, we get a really good episode. We just see the hard work paying off for the Kingdom of Science. Like I said, the 3 really good pillars and 1 surprising pillar. We have Chrome, who's basically like Senku's apprentice, yet he has the understanding and the instincts of an actual scientist. He's able to see something and comprehend it and expand upon it. That's how we got the water wheel, and that's how he notices what the gears with the teeth will do and all this other stuff. And we have actually old man Kizuki. He is building all this shit that has become super important, would probably not be possible without this craftsman. And honestly, Suika has been there, and she just keeps finding really unique ways of helping. She helped with the magnet, she helped with, the detective. She was able to, she just has this want and desire to help. And I'm glad that the story is actually giving her stuff to do, and she's playing pivotal roles. Like without tungsten, obviously they can't create any new wires that won't burn under extreme temperature. So we can actually create like the vacuum tubes, which will eventually lead us to, the communications device. So I'm glad she's playing a major role, because if she was just there to look cute, yeah, she's another chibi character, but still, she's playing vital roles that we see. But again, we're hit with the fact that this is episode 21, and we're only scheduled, I believe, for 24 episodes. 3 more episodes. Where are we going to leave off? Will we begin the assault on the Shishio army? Will spring eventually come? Will we be in the midst of battle? Will we actually end the battle? Like 3 episodes is honestly not that much, and we still have to, actually make the radio and stuff. So where exactly are we going to leave off? I don't know. I don't know about my Fridays anymore. We still have Fire Force. I personally still have Food Wars, so it's like, I don't know. Fridays are going to be just not the same without Dr. Stone. Not the same. But like I said, we still have 3 more episodes. And honestly, the next one with Magma, Chrome, and Senku working together off and God knows where, anything could happen. So with that being said, I cannot wait for future episodes.